we kind of prepared for every single defensive look. We weren't really sure what they were going to come out in because they hadn't really played a triple option team yet. So it definitely helped out when we got into the game today, and we were able to adjust whenever we saw something that we weren't really sure about.
Seth Mendelson, Black Knight Nation. It seemed like the team was a little bit off in the first quarter into the second quarter, and then you guys turned it around, obviously. Did you notice that, and what do you think was the difference?
I think the biggest thing offensively was we understood how big that the fourth down conversion that we didn't get on our side of the field, that was pretty bad. During the week, we make a huge emphasis on short yardage plays, and to have that happen, it kind of gave us an edge going into the next drive, and we were able to go punch it into the end zone. And then, like I said, when we got back to the locker room, we said we were just going to put the gas into the pedal, or pedal to the middle, and we were just going to execute in the second half.
How does this look for the Air Force game? You guys are going in a week off. You have one of your two big games of the year. I know every game's big, but Air Force and Navy, you guys got to be up on a high right now.
Yes, sir. It definitely gave us confidence going into this bye week. We want everybody to get healthy so we can have a full team by the time we get to Air Force. But it definitely, like I said, it gives us huge confidence going to the next game. Coach Monken talked about after the Wake Forest game, we had to be desperate for a win, and we were going to start a new season. And he talks about he breaks it down kind of in a boxing match. So last week was round 1. He said today was round 2, so now we're on to round 3 against Air Force. Yes, sir.
Hey, Jamal, how are you? Can you talk about the pass to Ijon and how he was able to stay in bounds? I thought that was a pretty big play for you guys in the second half.
Yes, sir. I've seen Ijon make huge plays in practice, and that was a play that we kind of put in this week based on what we saw defensively from them. And Ijon, I just threw it up, and Ijon just made a great play, and I trusted him. That's just all the work that we put in throughout the offseason and in the summer, coming up on Saturdays and just working with each other. I've seen him make that play plenty of times, so I had all the confidence in the world. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That was a play we worked on a lot this week based on what we saw defensively from them. And I was able to just follow the great blocking up front and get to the end zone. Cole had a great block down the field. And you see that from Cole all the time, just his effort every single play until the whistle blows. You just want guys like that to be able to follow them, and just having guys like that on your team, it's great. Speaking about the blocking and the offensive line. It's great. We go out there and we just have confidence. Connor breathes confidence into the entire offense every single drive. And we always tell each other just take everything one play at a time. And they did that today. That was the approach we took to every single play, and it helped us out throughout the entire game. They're a huge part of our offense. Once we get the B-back rolling, that's when everything else opens up offensively. So having those guys be healthy to play today and do as good as they did, if we have that every single week, we feel like we're unstoppable. We're going to go to Zoom for a couple. Connor, you got me?
Okay, Ken, you have Jamel here, correct?
Yep.
Okay, Ken McMillan, you can start.
Recording in progress.
Just tell us, what's it like to get this streak?
It's huge to get this win. I was saying before, Coach Monken always tells us every single week after the Wake Forest game, we have to be desperate for a win. And I think every single phase came out there desperate for a win today. Everything offensively was moving. We got off to a slow start after our first drive, but we were able to pick it up from great leadership on the offensive line, and it just felt great to have this win.
How did you feel out there?
I felt good. I was confident in what we were doing offensively. Once we found out a weakness in their defense, and once we were able to execute, it felt like we were just moving and we were in a rhythm, so it was just great to be out there.
So you had the touchdowns. How exciting is that? And just take us through that first touchdown, the 31-yarder.
Cole had great effort downfield blocking, and you get that from him every single week. And just being able to follow those guys up front, I feel like, they do their job every single day, and they come to work every single day with a passion to just get better. And just being able to follow all those 5 guys up front, it just makes life much easier as a quarterback.
So just want to ask you about, nearly went the whole way. I think it was a little tight hamstring.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Just a little cramp. I was good.
Yeah. So to see the other 3 get in there and make plays, especially Bryson's touchdown, how does that make you guys feel in the quarterback room?
We talk about it every single week. No matter who's in the game, every single person in there has to be ready. We've seen it before. We've had to play a lot of quarterbacks in the past, so everybody has to prepare like they're the starter. But it was great to see Bryson finally get into the end zone and not have a long run called back. We make fun of him about it all the time, but it was just great to see him get his first touchdown like that.
So you go into a bye week and then
Oh, yeah, this game definitely builds confidence going into the bye week, but our biggest emphasis is just getting guys healthy so we can have a great week of practice and then go into the Sunday when we get back from our bye week strong to get ready for Air Force.
some pickle juice?
Probably I will, yes.
That's it for Jamal. Thank you.
Picture of Campbell's video. What do you feel like your defense is really making stops? Even on the first drive before the field goal attempt, first and goal. What do you feel like?
I think we're really just kicking it into gear. It's getting late at that point in the season where we feel really comfortable with our assignments. We felt comfortable going into the game with what we had to do. We each played assignment sound defense for the most part. We were able to get a lot of stops, as you said.
How do you feel the guys in front of you did just on the run stop? Had some challenges this year, but they seem to be able to control the game better.
No, they did a great job. It makes a world of difference when you have guys like that up there doing their job and playing as hard as they did. They had a great game today, and it was super fun to be a part of. It makes my job a lot easier.
And Monroe quarterback Jalen Rogers, you knew he could throw the ball, he could throw touchdown passes. What was your plan in trying to defend the upset?
Really no different. Obviously he's a great player, great quarterback. Could definitely run the ball, trying to contain him a little bit. But just as long as we played our game, played our assignments, we felt confident we could win. So.
Seth Mendelson, Black Knight Nation. Same thing I asked about the offense. The defense definitely seemed to come alive. You guys, it seemed like you figured out what they were going to do after, maybe halfway through the second quarter. Was there any kind of change in strategy or thinking by the coaches or you guys? What happened?
Nothing different. We just really started to play Army football in the second half. We know what we're capable of, and we just haven't reached that potential. I think we saw a flash of it in the second half today. If we can put together full games where we're playing like that, I think we'll have a great season.
Hey, Leo, how's it going? Second interception, 2 games for you. Pressure by Jimmy forced that interception. Can you talk about the importance of takeaways for this defense in the last couple weeks and getting those to help you guys win?
It's like you said, it's just huge to get those interceptions, those fumbles, whatever it takes to get that momentum turned around. And if we get our offense another chance to be on the field and score a touchdown, obviously that puts us in a great position. When you can take away one of their drives and put one, for 5 minutes, however long our offense goes, it allows us to kind of relax, go over things. Obviously, it's just huge for the win today. Just got lucky again. Yeah, Jimmy just sacked him or whatever, and the ball came right to him. So.
Joe, I comment with GoBlackKnights.com. Congratulations on the win. Obviously, coming into today, the rush defense has struggled a little bit. Second half against Colgate, and then today, especially, looked like the run defense really stepped up big time, especially in the second half. Stopped a lot of 3rd and 4th down conversions where the quarterback is running to the perimeter. Is it just a matter of some of the young guys on the defense, especially the front 7, getting some more reps and some more experience, or what do you attribute some of the improvements to the last week or 2?
That could definitely be a factor. I think a lot of it just kind of playing assignment sound. You got to get off blocks and make plays if we want to be a good run-stopping defense. And so I think, as time's gone on, we've gotten better about knowing the assignments and knowing exactly where to be and how to play the gaps. And we're getting better about getting off blocks and making tackles, which minimizing missed tackles is a big thing. Something I got to work on, something the whole defense got to work on. And if we can do that, then we can stop anybody on the run.
Connor, go ahead on Zoom.
Okay, Ken, you can start.
Hi, Leo. Ken McMillan from Times Herald Record. Leo, talk about the fact that you guys didn't get burned defensively with balls over your heads. Were you, obviously that's something that's been an emphasis. Just tell us about how effective you guys were as far as not letting them go deep.
No doubt. I mean, stopping the big plays, a big part of every defense's, goals for every week, especially ours. And so, obviously we always put an emphasis on keeping guys over the top and making sure they don't have explosive plays. And as long as we can do that, and, we give ourselves a chance. If they got to get to third down every time, then we give ourselves a chance to stop them.
How much of a factor was the defensive line today as far as putting pressure on Rodgers so that he really couldn't take time to go downfield?
No doubt. Yeah, the D-line did a great job of doing that today. Forced him out of the pocket a couple times and just getting in uncomfortable positions to make a throw. So our D-line did a great job, and they've been working really hard at that, been working hard on their pass rush moves, and like you said, did a great job today.
Sure. Just a couple of words about Fabrice Boulogne. He's had really two strong weeks in a row here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, yeah, he's a great player, works really, really hard. Is very explosive and fast, twitchy. And obviously we've seen that the past 2 games. He plays really hard, and, it's great having a guy like him on your side of the ball.
That's it for Leo. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ken Pritzer, Campus Media. Just tell us about your playing defense today. You're making stops. You got a turnover. That was key. How did you feel the defense played today?
I think the defense played well. I think we played assignment football and we played fast, and when we can do that, I think we're really good.
Does this give you some momentum, some confidence going into game in 2 weeks?
Yes, sir. It gives us some momentum and confidence, and I think we're going to take this into next week. And as we go into next week, I think the preparation that we put in each week, I think that's going to be the most important part.
New quarterback for Louisiana-Monroe is a good throwing quarterback. Threw a lot of touchdown passes the past couple of weeks. What was your defense going in against quarterback?
I think it's pretty normal. Just playing assignment football, staying disciplined to what you do on the field, and trusting, what we call and things like that.
Hey, Q, can you talk about the pass breakup about the 4th down in the end zone there, and can you walk us through that play, your assignment, and breaking on the ball?
I think that assignment was pretty simple. It was just pretty much just me versus him. I just relied on my fundamentals, my technique, everything that I work on during the week, and by doing that, that'll take you to the plays. You don't have to force it. Just trusting what Coach Woody calls, and by doing that, I was able to make the play.
Working to a spot where you're a starter now and making big plays in big games like this?
It's definitely been a journey. I've had a lot of great football players in front of me, a lot of great mentors, great coaches, and just trusting everything that they tell me and continuing to build as a player, as an individual. I think all those factors have prepared me well to be a starter in this defense.
Joe Icona with GoBlackKnights.com. Basically, Kevin Rogers, the quarterback from ULM, came in. Secondary did a really good job, especially of not giving up any long balls over the top, not getting beat. Is that kind of a point of emphasis this week? You guys just following your assignments? What do you attribute that success to?
Yes, sir. I think, it's always an emphasis to stop the big plays. He's a great quarterback, has a great arm. He's very mobile. But just staying true to your assignment, staying disciplined, especially in the secondary, making sure your eyes and things like that are correct. I think that helped us out.
Connor, go to Zoom.
Okay, Ken?
Hi, Quindra. I'm Ken McMillan with the Times Herald Record. Congratulations on the win. Sal already asked you about the pass breakup, but I want to ask you about the chasing down Andrew Henry on that 69-yard run. Granted, they went on to score, but What do you think that does for the team that you put in that effort to bring them down?
Yes, sir. I think that's what our team embodies ourselves on. Just superior effort, playing all the way to the whistle. You know, the play is not over until the other whistle goes off. And that's just something that I know my teammates, they expect that out of me, so I'm going to make sure I give that to them each down.
Also, 2 wins in a row, 3 wins overall, heading into a bye week, and then Air Force. How valuable is not only the momentum, but then the rest?
I think, you know, you take it one round at a time. Coach Monken emphasizes that. You know, we're going to enjoy the win, we're going to celebrate, and then, you know, we're going to begin to prepare. And we're going to prepare like we do every week, and we're going to look to win.
Excited about facing Air Force?
Yes, sir.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
That's it for Q. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up will be Coach Monken.
I know he's the only see you guys on Zoom. Feels normal when you guys are here. Well,
Coach, again, great to hear that media. Congratulations. You know, again, 17-7 in the second quarter, you were able to get a good stop, good drive, 75 yards. That's first touchdown. Chris Riley, 21 yards on that drive. How did it feel like when you got the offense going and it was so strong in the second half?
so one of the challenges with this offense is there's nothing when we watch another team play defensively. There's nothing like what we do that's on film. So we really have no idea how they're going to line up. We try to guess. We say, okay, well, this is their base defense. Look at people on their staff and have they ever defended it before and what have they done? And it's hard. And we literally go into the game, hopefully with enough reps against different things that we can settle into what we're going to do. And that was really the case today. Structurally, some of it was what we prepared for, but really very different from what we expected and what we practiced against all week. So it took those times we went over on the sideline, we gather up the offense and we get on the grease board and we're writing down, okay, this is what they're lining up in, and here's what our check should be, and here's how we should block this up. But it wasn't really until halftime when we got in there and we were able to get it up there and, okay, when we're in this is what they're doing. When we make this move, this is what they're doing. And really help our guys and settle into just what we were going to do to finish out the game. And so halftime was really important for us, and Coach Davis did a great job, Coach Worley, our offensive staff, of devising a plan for the second half, and our guys went out and executed pretty well. Obviously we had some miscues and some setbacks, but for the most part, I thought they played pretty good on offense in the second half.
Second, if you get the field goal to tie it up, and then you get the defense gets a turnover on that interception, score, and then the defense makes another stop, forces a punt, score again, so you got a two-touchdown win. How do you feel like the defense helped in the second half?
I thought the defense played a great second half, and it was too bad they got that score there at the end. And we had the two penalties, the targeting penalty and the roughing the passer penalty. So 30-yard play on a short pass it's hard to give that up. But generally, our guys played really hard. And Q was up here just talking to you guys. That play that he made, running that guy down, that's what I think symbolizes our football team and this brotherhood and how hard they play. And they're just never going to give up. Our guys are going to play to the bitter end. And today we put it together better. We just did a better job of putting all three phases together. We still missed some tackles. We had a couple foolish penalties. We missed some scoop blocks and put us behind the sticks. And we didn't play perfect. And we're going to have to play better. We're going to we're going to have to play better. People improve as they go through the season. We're going to have to improve. But I think there are some things that we're doing better, and that's encouraging. But the defense played really, really hard. It's great to get that turnover, obviously, because that was a big turn of events. A touchdown, a turnover, a touchdown off of that turnover, a stop. That's when we started to really stretch the lead, and it never got really comfortable. I mean, we had up 14 points there, we're kicking a field goal, and a lot can happen. You got to kick the field goal, but if they block the field goal and run it back for a touchdown, all of a sudden you're in a 7-point game, and they're out there kicking another onside kick. So it was a fight to the end. It wasn't a walk off, and I just really appreciated how our guys stay locked in and engaged the whole game, and they really were. They were prepared and ready and played a good football game.
And Jamel Jones, second solid start in a row, 100 yards rushing today. How do you feel Jamel Jones led the offense?
He did a great job. I was really proud of him. But that's a testament to him and his preparation. We talked about that last week after the game. He's waited in the wings, and he's never gotten into that mode of, well, I'm the third string quarterback, I'm never going to play, and I just take it easy. He's very intentional about everything he does, very intentional in the classroom and watching film and making sure that he's prepared. And when his number's called, he was going to be ready. And so that he wouldn't have been able to do what he did the last 2 weeks without a lot of preparation before last week. And he's just earned the success that he had on the field both last week and this week. So, yeah, really proud of him.
Going into the Air Force game in 2 weeks, this is something the team played a great second half, 45 minutes of great football. You got to be happy with that. You got to be thinking good way to go into the Air Force game in 2 weeks.
We're going to have to play 60 minutes of great football if we're going to win a game against those guys. We're going to have to play 60 minutes. And so that's again, our challenge is playing really well from start to finish. And I thought our guys played hard and did some really good things in the first half. And obviously the 4th and 4, the opening drive, we got them stopped. We got the punt blocked. I'm anxious to see the film. I don't know how we didn't block the punt. I mean, we were unblocked, scot-free. Coach Saturnio prepared that and readied our guys for that block, and it was wide open, and it was there, and we didn't get it. And we got a roughing the kicker, and then they went down and got 3 points. When we answered and went up 7, which was fantastic to answer like that. And we did it on a 4th and 4. And that's what we do. And we get it into a 4th and manageable, and we go for it. And so we find ourselves down 10-7, and we get 4th and 1 at our own whatever it was. Well, we're going to go for it every time. And that's just what we do. And so we came up short. And we came up short against Georgia State doing that too. That's not characteristic of what our teams have done, what our offenses have been capable of doing. We've been able to execute those pretty well, but frankly, we just, we missed a block and missed an assignment. We were supposed to block a guy and didn't block him, which is probably the most frustrating thing for me and for our coaches is when we have a guy miss an assignment. And that's our job. It's our responsibility to get them to play their assignments. But we got stopped there, and then they went up 17-7. But to our credit, the credit of our players, found a way to get it to 17-14 before halftime, and we've been in worse positions. And so we came out, we scored that drive before halftime, came back out, got 3 points, tied it up. Wish we could have gotten a touchdown. I think there might have been a penalty on that drive down there. I can't remember that set us back, or a negative yardage play maybe. But they're very athletic. Those guys are active and athletic. That team from Monroe. So I was happy that we were able to kind of get things together in the second half and just play better.
In a weird way, did the 4th and 1 that you didn't make maybe instill some confidence
I don't know. I mean, I probably didn't motivate them very good when they came over to the sideline after not getting a 4th and 1. But if they got motivated, they did that on their own. So credit to them. And we did play a better second half. But I think what our guys recognized is that we were able to move the ball. If we didn't miss assignments, we just played more sound fundamentally. And we missed a couple of blocks on the backside. Guys coming out the back, a scoop block is what we call it. But the action's going to the right, and the guys on the left are trying to cut off the backside, and they're athletic. They run through and beat the block, and we had a couple of negative yardage plays because of that, and we got to eliminate those. And because those get us off. They get us off schedule, and that's really how our offense is built, trying to stay on schedule and get to a manageable 3rd or 4th down position.
Final question, who's your starting quarterback?
I don't know. I mean, we'll see. We got 2 weeks, a lot of time, a lot of things can happen. But the good news is we played four different quarterbacks today, and I would trust any one of them to be our starter and to go out there and play. And I think all of them would be capable of doing that.
Hey, Coach, just one question on the effort. You talked about the effort plays with Q, and Fabrice Boyne had a great day today. And also Ijon Marshall with knocking away that potential interception, pushing that guy out of bounds, making that catch on the sidelines. Can you just talk about maybe Fabrice and Ijon's play today?
So Fabrice, he's a guy that really has cut his teeth here on special teams. He's been a starter on most of the major special teams, all of them, for at least the last 3 years, and he probably did some as a freshman as well. He's athletic, he's fast, he's really physical. He's a different guy than Andre Carter, but he's a lot like Jamel. He has just continued to prepare and to have himself ready to go. And when his number was called, he stepped in and really has done a good job. He means a lot to our team. He's a guy we trust, and we put in positions, be it on defense right now, but on special teams where he can impact the game. And so I'm really glad he's on our team. I wish we could sign him to a new contract. I hate he's going to graduate after this year, but Ijon has continued to make some plays and improve, and he's a really competitive guy. He's made some good runs for us, made some good catches. The play down there on the sideline that got reviewed and got turned over, that was a big play, obviously, coming down with that pass. But the thing I've been most pleased with him is just how much in the last couple of 3 weeks he's really embraced his role in helping this team and being a role player. And everybody on this team's a role player. Everybody's got to do their job. And just how he's embraced that. And so if he'll continue to do that, I think he's going to continue to help us be successful.
Good afternoon, Coach Monken, Joe Iconic of BlackKnights.com. I'm excited to be here. So, first question on the 4th and 1, like you said, I mean, I've watched enough Army football. I know you guys are going to go for it. Any reason, though, is there anything you saw in your defense that made you go with the option as opposed to the fullback dive?
So I'm excited to be here too, Joe, just for the record. We had a fullback dive called, and we checked the play at the line of scrimmage because they lined up with guys in every gap. So, I mean, we could try to hammer it in there and try to wash those guys down and knock them out of there. But when they take those guys and line up in the gaps, it creates an open gap on the perimeter. And the fact is, we had a guy in the gap and didn't block him. And there was a miscommunication or a misunderstanding. It was something that we had practiced during the week. That exact look, running that exact play, and we just didn't do it right. And so the play that we called, we probably ran that 20 times today. And a couple of times, that being one, a couple of times it got tackled for a loss. That was one of them. And the other one was on the drive that I was just mentioning that we got the field goal after halftime. We had a negative yardage play, and we were trying to run that same play in the same direction, and a guy cut through and beat the scoop block on the backside. This just happened to be a play side player, and so it looked pretty bad. I mean, it's just kind of right in his face. But I mean, it was the right play, the right call. He just didn't execute it very well.
And my follow-up final question. Emphasizes the last 4 minutes of the first half. I know the analytics probably way better than I do, but the team that wins those periods typically wins the game. You guys came out today and went touchdown, field goal, and I can't remember if the other touchdown was within that time frame or not, but it was really close. Can you talk about kind of what that 8-minute stretch was for you all?
It is, and there are analytics that support that. The NFL teams especially are really big on doubling up. Score right before halftime, score coming out of halftime. And the success rate of teams that do that. That's the second time we've done that this year. We did that against UTSA. We scored to make it, took a nice methodical drive down there at the end of the first half, went up 21-14, came out of the locker room, went up 28-14. Unfortunately, we couldn't hold the lead in that one, but in this one, we did a better job of scoring before half, getting ourselves in position, making it a one-score game, getting a field goal to tie it up, and then we were able to get some stops, that was the really important piece of the second half. Not certainly our offense scoring, but it was our defense stopping them and getting them off the field that really allowed us to be able to take control of the game. Thanks, Joe.
Connor, go to Zoom for 2 quick.
Okay, Ken, you can go.
Hey, Jeff, Ken McMillan from The Record. Today, Jacoby goes 13 carries, 47 yards. Tyson Riley, 12 for 90. In your eyes, how did they perform, and how critical is their return to the future success of this team?
I was just really glad to have those guys back in there and seeing them getting the bulk of the carries. I thought they both ran hard. Neither one of them are 100% healthy. I don't know if they'll ever be 100% healthy. I mean, you take a beating in there, and it's the middle of the season, and who knows if they can ever be completely healthy. But healthy enough to run the football, and I thought they did a good job and got us some good tough yards, and so it's good to see them getting closer.
Jeff, you said the team performed better today. Using today as a snapshot, how close was this performance to where you expect or want this team to be?
The second half was what I hoped this team would be, and had we played at times during this season like we did in the second half today, we probably could have found ourselves singing the victory song a little more often, but we didn't do that, and the other team that we played, those teams that we played, they made plays too, and enough to beat us. But today we just made the plays we needed to. We got some pressure on the quarterback, got him sacked, and got him in some long yardage situations, which was that's going to help you play better defense for sure. Still, they ran the ball. They popped out of there a couple of times on some run plays, and that's a little difficult to watch and to accept, and we're going to have to do better at stopping the run. Certainly against the team we're getting ready to play, but I think overall we played better and hopefully tackled better. We missed some tackles. We missed some tackles in some critical areas and or critical downs. We had chances to sack him and get some negative yardage plays, and they turn it into 8 or 9 yards, and those are the ones we can't give up. So I'm very pleased with the way our guys played and how hard they played. But again, there's things fundamentally like the tackling that we got to do a better job on, and assignment-wise that we didn't do. The last touchdown that they scored, that post route to number 4 down the middle, we should have had a guy playing in the middle of the field and missed an assignment, and would have been at least discouraging the quarterback from throwing it down there. So those are the things that we can't mess up. And like I said, when those things happen, it's our job as coaches to make sure they don't. We gotta teach better and coach better and have them prepared and ready that they don't make those errors.
And that's it, Coach. Thanks, everyone.
Have a good day, everybody.